my name is Zoltán Kuna, I work for Lumina, and we are in charge of the work package 7, which is the communication work package of the Trade for SD project. And I'm here together with the case team from Poland. I have 3 questions, 3 people, so each of you can answer maybe 1 question. And at the end I might have a bonus question we will see. So the first question is that you, can you introduce yourself shortly and maybe the whole team and the organization, and what's your role in the Trade for SD project?
Of course. My name is Vitaliy Krupin, this is Katarzyna Zawalinska and Błaz Jendrzejewski. This is our team of the CASE. CASE stands for Center for Social and Economic Research. We are located in Warsaw, Poland, and we are a think tank, independent think tank, an NGO that deals with the research of various socioeconomic issues, also environmental. We're involved in over 20 projects at the moment. Many of those are financed by the European Commission. In Trade for SD, we are involved in several work packages, also lead 2 different tasks in 2 different work packages. First of all, in the work package 2, we deal with the World Trade Organization modernization. We search for ways to improve the trade policies to include sustainable development goals and to be more open to not only to liberalization of trade as the WTO is focused on now, but also on environmental, social and other SDGs, as we know there are many of them. Also, we are involved in a task that deals with the modeling of environmental issues, and I'll give voice to my colleague here.
Yeah, maybe then what I can ask from you is to explain what is actually this task and what do you think is going to be the likely outcome or expected outcome of this task.
So I'm the leader of the task which is focused on modeling environmental impact of trade agreements. We are using sophisticated models which are called computable general equilibrium models, and the particular model we are using is CGE box. So we use the global data for all the countries in the world, and we check the trade agreements and try to see whether the emissions and other indicators of environmental impact are impacted by these trade agreements. And I'm an economist and CG modelers, but we have 2 main model developers here. It is Jan Hagemeyer, who is not with us today, but also Błaz Jendrzejewski, who can give insight what are our results of the model.
So if you can then explain maybe some of the results that you already have in terms of what is the impact of free trade agreements on the environment?
Of course, generally speaking, free trade agreement increases emissions and increases strain of the environment. That's why we, apart from the simulating free trade agreement, we also introduce other mechanisms, like for example carbon tax, to balance those emissions. So for example, we liberalized one sector and put a CO2 tariff on the other sector, which, for example, emitting more greenhouse gases. So yeah.
And you mentioned earlier that you are involved in many other EU projects, and I guess that goes on for a long time now. If you are able to give some advice, how do you think we can get our outcomes really to the policymakers? What do you think is the best way to actually guarantee that our research is not going to be a research for the shelf, but will have an impact on the policymaker? Do you have any advice?
I think our project is actually very active in involvement of stakeholders, and I think this is key to bringing the attention to the issues we covered in our research, because, for example, in work package 4, its whole task is devoted to involvement of stakeholders, and we also do that in every other work packages. So I guess going to the policymakers and showing them with the results is the best way we can do. just to draw their attention and to understand the importance of the work that we do.
We also take their advices, their feedback to implement that in our model. So sometimes we get feedback from the stakeholders that maybe we should try this one because this is more feasible in the policy matter to simulate. We do that. So it's cooperation with the stakeholders.
So we don't wait with contact with policymakers to the last stage, but we get them involved in the project during the course, and they advise on our simulation scenarios, they comment and give us feedback, and that's why they are later on more interested what is the final result.
Again, another question then. Because this project is EU funded, but eventually we also look at the impact on a national level. Is it your contacts, your stakeholder engagement, is it more focused on the national level in Poland or on the EU level?
When we discuss our scenarios, our results, we are more focused on Polish level, but we also have good context due to, exactly as you said,
Sorry,
The last question, can you repeat that because there was a beep outside.
There was a car outside. So, interestingly, you mentioned policy making. We're talking about stakeholder engagement, and then using the input in the modeling process. And I'd like to know if you think the inputs that you receive, is it coming more from the EU level or from the national level? Can you comment on that?
Yes, we're as case, we're working more with the Polish stakeholders, so we're more in touch with them. But we need to remember that each task in our project involves partners from different countries. Therefore, each country actually tackles and contacts their own stakeholders, and we gather this information together. So we can say it's the EU level of impact due to the variety of partners involved in the project.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.